Yes, Granny. Well, dear, I'm finding it so much easier to find my room now that you put that beautiful little baby elephant, well, big baby elephant picture on my bedroom door. Oh, so does that work for you, Granny? Oh, it's a great help. I'm really so appreciative. And especially because it's got the outline of Africa behind it, because, you know, when I see that, I know that it must be my door because I love both those, Africa and the baby elephants. So it can't be anyone else's door. So it's utterly identifiable for me. Oh, I'm really pleased it works, Granny. Yes, because the thing is, I mean, I know I'm fortunate. I mean, my room is in the best location, first door after the nurse's station on the right. I can remember that. And I mean, no matter how sort of confused I may or may not be, or if it's a difficult day or something like that, I mean, I can always get to the nurse's station, of course, because it's totally identifiable. You can see it before your eyes, right in the middle of the lounge. And then I just have to creep around that and then walk 4 or 5 steps, or maybe 8, 9 steps. And there's my room on the right, for me to see with the elephant in Africa. So I think I'm the most blessed in that situation. Oh yes, I mean, it's really difficult for residents that have their rooms right at the end of the corridor, especially if they get confused with reading, or numbers and things like that. But I noticed that relatives are starting to put more identifiable door slicks, different colours, photos, big, large enlarged photos of their favourite cat, maybe a special tree in the garden that they recognise. So it is happening. Oh, that's good. It needs to happen because it's one of the biggest problems here is finding your room. And I noticed some of the relatives are starting to do practice, exercise runs with the residents so that they recognise their room. Oh yes, there's a lady up from me, halfway up the corridor. Oh yes, she's 8 doors up from you. I know the one you're talking about, the relative that helps her identify the names. Yes, they go along each door and read out each name because the lady can't get the numbers, I don't think. So they read out each name, which is a lot of names to have to read out 8 names, going one by one. But when she gets to her door, she recognizes it's her door, and so she can go in there. So it's not a problem. So even though it takes quite a lot of time to, train yourself to recognize all of that, it's so worth it because then you have a much better quality of life here. Yes, and there's another lady who's very good at numbers, isn't she, just before that woman, and she has a little note on her walker saying the number of her room, and so she just goes along and recognizes that. So that's also another good method.